Yet another podcast on the table here, and today we have Hamsterwheel coming on the podcast. Welcome aboard, bro.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So, what has everyone been up to lately, as in terms of like games or fucking real life, anything? What have you been
Well,
doing?
well, I'm gonna be honest. All I've been doing is playing PS2 emulators. But aside
Can you
from
elaborate
that,
a little bit on that, by the way? PS2 emulator?
sure, yeah. Basically, I've been playing old PlayStation 2 games like
Oh, like that. Yeah, yeah.
Jak and Daxter,
Oh,
Tekken. Uh, what else have I been
Dynasty
playing?
Warriors, I saw you playing.
I've been playing Dynasty Warriors. Yeah, I love that game. And I have also been playing Simpsons Hit and Run. So
damn.
I'm
Dude,
having a lot of fun playing that.
I gotta play that fucking game again. I played it way back in the day on GameCube, and I haven't played it
Yeah,
since.
it's good shit, man. It's really good.
Yeah. So, what about you, Hamster? What have you been playing? What have you been up to?
Over the past couple of weeks, I have checked out Warmain's new Frostmourne server. I wanted to check that out because, you say what about Warmain? They have a bit of a controversy around them with their population numbers and stuff like that. But I knew their server would have a lot of people playing on them, like actual people. And the stability, that's one thing Warmain is known for. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a fresh server. It's high rate. I can get to levels like level 80 fast and do some stuff like Battlegrounds and stuff. And I felt like doing that. Made a video about that. So there, I did that. I've also been leveling on the Cataclysm Apollo 2 server, which we might talk about a little bit later. I don't know. Might have some news about that. But for what I could see, it looked like a solid server. I had fun leveling there. I had fun with BGs, and right now I'm actually working on a kind of I don't want to spoil too much, but it's going to involve the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, and I'll leave it at that.
Ooh.
So just quickly to come in here, what did you actually think of the Warmain server? Like, what'd you rate it out of 10?
Oh man. Okay, so let me just set it up. So far I've only leveled there from 1 to 80. I've done a few dungeons and a few battlegrounds. So I didn't raid Nax, Nax 10,
Yep.
Nax 25, like anything like that. So based on what I saw, I would actually rate it 7.5, 8 out of 10, something like that, because I experienced very little bug quests, very little downtime, very little lag. I mean, the only thing that I didn't really like is, Warmain generally Warmain has a very toxic community. It does have its nice players, but I just run into a lot of people that are extremely impatient in dungeons. Like, you join a dungeon, someone makes a mistake or whatever, they pull a pack of mobs and you die, and then someone instantly leaves. And I'm like, just come on, man, just at least try to stick around a little bit. Stick to your guns. Don't be a fucking impatient ADD zoomer and just leave instantly. I fucking hate when people do that. So just stuff
Is
like
that
that.
is that like a wrath? Would you say is that like a wrath thing though? Because a dungeon finder, does that
Yeah,
make
it
it
is.
worse?
Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna comment. I think Dungeon Finder is kind of what like started that whole atmosphere. I mean, you see some of
yeah,
that even in Classic WoW now, as people have gotten better at the game and they don't have patience for wiping because like they've played this shit
exactly.
1,000 times. But the Dungeon Finder like amplifies that mentality because it's just such.
Absolutely.
Because in Classic and like TBC, like if you leave a group, you're waiting another 30 minutes or so, or maybe even an hour. Sometimes you get lucky and get an instant group, but you still got to get everyone to the instance again and like resummon and all
Yeah,
that shit and restart the instance. But with Dungeon Finder, you just fucking drop out and queue again and you're back in a new one. So it lowers the barrier to entry, time commitment wise. So people are more likely to just like not give a fuck about just dropping the group and finding a new one.
exactly. Because in Classic, at least, if you wipe, you're like, well, I spent 20 minutes getting to Blackrock Mountain. Might as well stick it out. If I leave now, it's all gone to waste. But in Wrath or Up, you just click a button and poof, you're in the dungeon. So it definitely encourages this very impatient behavior. Also because dungeons themselves take like 20, 30 minutes, whereas in Classic, they can take up to an hour or whatever, depending on what you're doing. So that's a little unfortunate. Also, a lot of people that don't speak English, the people say in the world chat always like, stick to English, stick to English. But I see like many people speaking, I don't know what language, like Romanian or Russian or whatever. So that's a little unfortunate. And since it's also Warmane, I mean, it could be my own experience, but I've leveled on other rat servers before. I just feel like there's how do you say, max levels ganking in like Outlands and like the starting areas in like in Borean Tundra and Howling Fjord, I believe it's called. So that's a little unfortunate. But overall, based on my own experience, I actually had a lot of fun there. But I realize it's probably not perfect.
Yeah,
So there you go.
that's the
Good
gist
stuff.
I've been getting from most people who talk about Warman. So yeah, that's pretty much, I would say it's like a queue server. Like you just log in, do some BGs, have some fun, and log out.
Yeah,
It's nothing like to play seriously as your main server unless like you don't have that much time. Pretty much, it's kind of like that. So yeah,
exactly. It's exactly like it's just a kill some time server for like a lot of people where just log in, they do like maybe their daily heroic, get the badges, maybe do a dungeon or maybe like a battleground, maybe winter grasp, and then like all right, that's good enough for me. I'll leave it at that. And I know there's people rating on Warmane that are very serious and do ICC 25 man heroic. So there's that. Oh, there's one more thing I want to add to the not so great list. And Warmane is known for having like ridiculous requirements in terms of pugs for like gear score. They're
Yeah,
asking
I've heard
like
about
for
that.
TOC 10 man, they're asking like 5.5k gear score. When the gear drops there, it's like way below what they're asking. It's like, what the fuck is this
That's like
shit?
ICC gear, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous, but apparently
It's
people
not
still
even a
join
hard
it.
raid.
fucking
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It's sometimes it's just it's just retarded. I just don't know why people do that. But apparently they have people joining them, so I don't know. Apparently it works, but it's really demotivating and disencouraging for new people that are trying to do that content.
Fucking slab,
That'd
man.
be a fucking nightmare. I guess you'd have to get into a guild, wouldn't you? Like
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
iterate that
Because
stuff.
yeah, exactly. Because again, they're asking for ridiculously high gear score, and also they want you to have the heroic achievement of TOC 10 man when they're forming a TOC 10 man normal group. It's just fucking retarded.
Jesus. I guess there's a lot of idiots on the server or something. That's like a gate to keep them out. Is ridiculous requirements.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of pugs, like there's a lot of people on Warmane. The thing is, like with a cash shop and high rates, that combination attracts a lot of impatient and just bad people, bad players to your private server that just buy gear and whatever. So they have a high gear score, but they don't have any experience in raids or very little, so they don't know what they're doing. So a lot of these people who form these pugs, I'm thinking at least, and I think this is the reason why, is they're like, okay, we don't want any of these fucking idiots in there. We're just going to ask a really high gear score. So we only get people who've done it before, who have the achievement. So we don't have to spend 2 hours wiping. I think that's why they do it. But there you go.
Fair enough, man. I mean, that's war main. That's war main shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Have,
That's
have
what
you
it's
guys
been like
checked
that
out the
for
server, by the
forever,
way?
hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been like that forever. I just want to ask, have you guys checked out the Frostmourne server or just
I personally have not ever played on any war main server
No,
ever.
okay.
I haven't played it personally. I know people who are playing it, but I did play the other server, the Sunwell one, for a little bit. What was that called again? Frosthold? I, I think it was literally
Are you
called
talking about
Frosthold.
Wrath?
Yeah, the Frosthold Wrath server from Sunwell. I played that one a little
Okay.
bit, but I didn't play too long just because I don't know Nax. I find Nax really boring, 10-man Nax, so just lost interest. But yeah, besides that, I guess since everyone's commented on what they've been doing lately, I'll probably just mention what I've been up to, and then we'll probably get into talking about the Netherwing, Elite of Elune, Maru drama. I know Hamsterwheel hasn't. He's not too into the whole Netherwing thing. Like he hasn't played much. He doesn't really know about the
Yeah.
drama. So this is more of me.
Drama's drama, man.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
more
to
of me
be
and Jake's
fair,
territory, and Hamsterwheel will be kind of reacting on a neutral basis. So
yeah,
yeah,
sure.
as
I'll
for
be
me,
Switzerland in this part.
yeah, as for me, basically, I don't know. I've just been chilling a little bit, doing some real life stuff mixed with obviously editing this podcast once a week. Doesn't take too much editing, and I guess I've been streaming like Dark Souls twice a week, doing a little bit of Dark Souls 3, and
Did a bit
playing
of
some old
Doom.
stream Doom and stream some old Legend of
Nice.
Zelda games as well, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So that was kind of
Can
interesting.
I can I just when you mean chilling, do you mean sitting in front of a fireplace screensaver and reading a book
Oh
or
God.
Yeah, actually, that's what I mean. So I've been going fishing a lot, and I've also been getting my books out and putting
Oh
on
yeah.
going to YouTube and typing in fireplace background and having it running with my book open, and then I take my cell phone and record myself.
Yes.
I record my record myself reading a book.
Being intellectual.
Yeah, and then yeah, and I quit all video games, and anyone who plays video games is a beta male.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
but oh wait, I'm
When I was
playing WoW.
playing back.
Oh wait, I'm playing WoW again all of a sudden, and we'll talk about that later. But
All right,
okay.
boys. Let's get on to the Netherwing. Let's get on to this
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
Netherwing.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
if
All right.
basically to fill everyone in, there's this controversy around an item called Light of a Loon, which I'll actually try to bring up on Wowhead. So it grants immunity from all damage and spells for 10 seconds. So it's
Holy
basically a
shit.
10-second paladin bubble. It's one-time use. So you use this item and you get the paladin bubble for 10 seconds and it's gone forever. It's a quest reward for alliance only. And
Okay. And you can only
basically
get this once, right?
yeah, but this is like something you have to plan from level 20 to acquire and
Wow.
save until like so this guild saved this item here all the way
Hmm.
until Muru. And like and the thing is like obviously in my opinion like well, here's the argument. I'm not going to give my opinion. The argument on one side is that this is like an exploit because Blizzard obviously didn't intend you to have a fucking vanilla quest item all the way during Muru to kill the boss to make it like easier. And then the other argument is, well, it's Blizz-like and it's just clever use of game mechanics, and this item exists in the game for a reason. S- And if people figured out to use it a certain way, then it's fair game. And there's some
Yeah.
validity to both arguments, and here's where I want to put into my opinion. So I guess I'll just first we should probably go through the proof that they actually used it. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'll bring up like so this isn't a conspiracy or anything. Wolfenstein says, I knew they were going to use it ahead of time and I made the conscious decision to allow it. I did not see the basis for disabling a one-time use item that worked on retail. You can hate me if you want. Considering this mess, I don't think the item will be usable in raids on the fresh realm. The fight was well tuned and the guild's progressing. Didn't want me to nerf it. I don't think it affected the challenge of all, which I mean,
All
let's be
right.
real. It did affect the challenge.
Yeah.
It
So
10
affected it all
second
right.
so
fucking bubble for everyone.
yeah, so here's the video of them using it. See, it's about what's it at? It's at about 17%, and their raid's like half health. So I think you see this like chain lightning effect with
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
shadows. That's some AOE damage going out. So everyone in the guild pops their Light of a Loon here, you see, and it gives them 10 seconds of just being able to just fucking DPS this guy down. And so
Oh
they
my god.
and
Wow.
literally as soon as it wears off, look at the guild. They all start dying, and they just get him the last second.
Yeah.
Like there's
This would have
Wow.
been a wipe.
this was
100%.
100% gonna
Yeah.
be a wipe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
100%. Look at everyone just died. So that was gonna be a wipe, and they're stack. And another thing, look at they're stacking 15
Look at the
fucking.
fucking warlocks.
Warlocks. Holy shit. Because
Yeah,
I was looking, I was like, people are losing health, but then I looked at the rate and I was like, oh, their warlocks probably life tapping or something like that. Yeah.
but it's a mixture of the AOE mechanic and yeah. So the question is that fair? And like there's two sides to the argument. So I would like to give my opinion first. And my
Right.
opinion is based on this Wolfenstein post where I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically to sum it up, he's going into talking about the Maru fight and how Netherwing is 2 point in Netherwing all the content on Netherwing is pre-nerf and all the gear is accurate to the patch that the raid is on, which I like a lot about the server.
Wow.
And then on top of that pre-nerf content, they also try to buff content a little bit. So it's as hard in 2020 as it was back in 20 fucking or 2007 for all the
2007, I
guilds.
think.
Yeah.
So
7.
he
Yeah.
goes into this post about his philosophy in the of designing the raid content and how like he doesn't actually go for exact blizz like numbers because in today's standards they would still be too easy and it wouldn't be that like impressive if guilds killed it. So that's why he does this whole like buffing content even more. And that's where I feel that this Light of a Loon thing is quite hypocritical because let's see I think it's hypocritical because it's just like for he's saying the staff is saying that oh we design content to be that way where
Hmm.
uh it's like mainly Blizz like philosophy rather than exact numbers, and then they go and defend this Light of a Loon exploit, which is I mean obviously it's not it's an exploit in my opinion because I said before, like no one back in the day planned to fucking bring this item to Maru when the boss didn't even exist in vanilla. Like it was way down
Absolutely.
the road. Like it's just like there's no, it's just ridiculous. But yes, it's existed on multiple servers. But with Netherwing's philosophy, I feel like it's hypocritical and it doesn't fit in with what Wolfenstein's saying about designing content with philosophy rather than raw numbers. Because defending it with using raw numbers, you can't really have it both ways. So what do you guys think?
So I'll jump in here and I'll say that first of all, I want to state that I believe that this was 100% an exploit. I don't believe this was clever use of game mechanics because of the fact that they didn't find this. This has been written about for a long time. This bug, Light of a Loon, has been known about for a long time. So that's why, in my opinion, they actively exploited what they did here. Now, do I think it's the end of the world? No, I don't. But the main problem that I actually have with this is not so much the Light of a Loon exploit, the bug. It's the fact that the GM was loaded. The guild was loaded with GMs and had a head GM as a leader. So to me, it's just too much of a coincidence that you have a head GM there abusing this exploit. And then after they get it, they all give each other Maru pets afterwards as a pat on the back for getting the server first Maru. To me,
Wow,
I don't
that's
like it
true.
at all. To me, it stinks. It's really dodgy. I think that they were totally in on it. I think Wolfenstein chose just to turn a blind eye to it. He knew that they were going to do it. Maybe he was going to patch it, but they said, don't patch it. We want to have a shot at this. We've been waiting for this for a long time. And then he said, and then I guess he goes, no, well, fuck it. It is what it is. Who cares? I'm sure other guilds will do it as well. Other guilds, I believe, weren't doing it. This was the only guild. And as you can see there, I don't think that boss was going down without it. I really don't. It's just the main problem to me, like I said, is that the head GM is in this guild and there's multiple GMs in this guild. Okay, they're raiding in this guild.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It's dodgy as fuck. It's
Yeah.
super dodgy.
And it's Thunder on. And I would like personally, I don't think Wolf, like I actually don't in this case think Wolf intended to be corrupt. I just think he was kind of lazy and naive, almost in a way, which
Yeah.
kind of just made him be like, "Oh, it's not gonna do that much damage. Who cares? Like just leave it in." Like they want to kill it pre-nerf because I think the
Yeah,
boss was getting nerfed
I
that
don't
week.
think that I don't think he's corrupt either. By the way, I just think he's apathetic.
I
I really do.
I just think he doesn't give a fuck about anything but just scripting and like anything else. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like fuck it, just let it run itself. And then we had yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's people like there's a bunch of people that were criticizing the decision of the GM team, Narwave being one of them. Uh, I know he doesn't care because this is obvious. Like this is not him like leaking anything. This is literally just fucking what you could see in the Netherwing Discord. There was like a group of people arguing that it was abuse and people arguing it wasn't abuse in like the PV chat in the Netherwing Discord. And Thunderon, the guy who Thunderon is the head GM of Netherwing, and he is also the guild leader of the guild that got World First Muru and used the Light of a Loon. And basically, he's been like threatening to ban people who call it abuse and like insult staff and about it or whatever. And I mean, honestly, I like I kind of expect all you have to pretty much expect all game masters and like moderators who do it for free to be power abusers because that's literally why they're in that position. They're all just fucking
Yeah.
Janny
Absolutely.
losers. Like I
It is.
called on Netherwing GM, there's a GM called Smaley that came in, and I said Smaley more like smelly, and
Oh yeah, yeah. You talked about that.
I
Yeah.
got chat muted for fucking 24 hours,
How
like literally for
hypersensitive can you
insulting
be?
staff.
Jesus.
Because we were fucking holding the server hostage by piling like 15 people on top of the flight master so no one could fly. And then he came in and like moved the teleported us all, and then I called him smelly and got chat muted. So like
I mean,
they're all just Jannies. Like they just fucking power abuse because they're fucking, I don't know. That's just the way GMs are. It's like a Reddit mod, just a fucking Janny. Like
I'll go back to the Light of a Loon thing just quickly here to finish off, and I'll say that all the people coping, trying to claim that this wasn't abuse, okay, are literally just doing that. They're just coping. If you have the head developer on there who's literally apologizing for what happened, okay, it's pretty obvious that it was abuse.
yeah.
It
But
was
even
fucking.
even that, like even if you're a head GM and you're raiding in a guild, even if it's like even if someone's even if you think a little bit like, this might be considered abuse. You know, it's like you have a very responsible. You're in a very how do you say responsible position because you're the head GM. Like you shouldn't even do things that might
Yep.
be even a little bit abusive. Just because you are raiding in a guild and you're also a GM, you better not touch anything that is even remotely controversial. So even if it's debatable, which I think it's abuse too. Even if it was fairly debatable, you'd still not do it because it's just too risky to do as someone who is in a guild. You're actually raiding, but you're also a GM. You got to
You're
stay clear of
also
that shit.
representing the server. Yeah, you're representing the server.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll also say on that note, I'll finish up my final say on this, that this would be so much less worse if it was just a group of 25 whatevers. It's the fact that there's a head GM in here
Yeah.
and there's other
Yeah.
GMs in this
Absolutely.
fucking guild, and then they go and give themselves pets, a Maru pet afterwards that wasn't planned. To me, it's just it's
Jesus.
totally dodgy. It's just dodgy. It's just,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Yeah, I think yeah, I agree. I think I don't know, it just kind of like defeats the purpose of going for world first and their whole philosophy, and that's why I'm just like I think it was kind of I agree with you guys. It's fucking bullshit and bogus and just a pile of steaming shit. And it's like,
Yeah.
but at
I
the
mean,
end
it
of the
was
day,
clever though. I'll give you that, but
It was clever, yeah.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure Apes also used Light of a Loon on Kel'Thuzad on a vanilla server, so it's like a
oh
known
shit.
thing. And I like, but the thing with about Light's Hope is fucking Blizz like numbers to a T, but Netherwing's not. Netherwing's about philosophy, and that's another reason. That's like the main reason for me. Plus the GMs is why it's just fucking bullshit and bogus, and it's just cope, like you said,
Yeah.
Jing. So yeah, so that pretty much covers Netherwing. It's looking though. He said here, he's probably gonna break it on fresh, so you can't use the item. So obviously he learned. I don't think he had bad intentions, but yeah. I guess moving on.
This just reinforces the fact that I don't believe that any GM you have should be rating in a top guild.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why.
Exactly.
This is exactly why.
Yeah, I agree. It's just bad. It looks
It
bad, and
looks
it's
bad for the server. Exactly. Yeah. It looks bad for the server.
yeah, and it's
I
too.
mean, you can even if you know yourself, you haven't done anything wrong, it might look bad for the server, and you have to think, okay, what are the consequences? Are people going to take this out of context? Because even something remotely controversial could make or break your player base. People could be leaving some other competing guild that is raiding. Could be like, fuck this, we're going to another server. You got to be really careful with this type of shit.
Yep, and also like this is not like the worst thing on earth, by the way. Like
Yeah.
this isn't like stealing people's fucking emails and stuff like some servers were doing, and like that's really high. That's really high up there. This is pretty low in terms of abuse. This is just in-game abuse. But what it does is that it adds a question mark to your people. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a question mark now on those GMs. Are they dodgy? Are they capable of worse?
Can you trust
What
them?
else are they doing? Can you trust them? And the answer is,
Yeah.
I personally, I would not trust them at all.
No.
When I sign up to
Exactly.
Netherwing 2, it's going to be on a fake email. I'm going to be real. Okay, that's just all there is to it. And
Should
and
be
the
at Smelly at Google Live or something like that.
yeah, I'll sign up on fucking lightofaloon at gmail.com.
I'll sign up as Smelly, more like Smelly,
Yeah, exactly.
at mail.com.
All
All
right.
right, boys. On to the next topic, boys.
Yeah, on
What's
to the
up?
next
What do we
topic,
got?
and basically, I just want to rip into this dumbass for like 5 minutes and move on, because
Oh.
this guy is basically like a fucking cockroach.
Oh no.
And I just want to rip into Vaulty. Like, this guy is so fucking
Oh
stupid.
god.
Like, he makes this video. Like, I don't like Asmongold. I don't have a problem with Asmongold, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Asmongold. Kind of
So this
indifferent almost towards him. But look at the dislike
Yeah,
ratio.
I think
holy
we
fuck.
should we should explain this a little bit.
Okay, do you want to hamster or do you want me to?
You want to go ahead, Amster?
Sure, yeah, because I kind of follow this because I thought it was interesting.
There's a video about
Basically, both Vaulty and Asmongold explored one of the servers that had an extremely low alliance population, a really bad horde to alliance ratio. First, Vaulty apparently checked it out, not on this or on his main channel, but he apparently has a Vaulty plays channel, like an alternative channel, another channel where he checked out a particular server that had an extremely low alliance rate. And Asmongold basically did the same thing. He went through the server, the horde to alliance ratios of all servers, which many people looked at, and he also noticed one that had an extremely low alliance rate. And basically, Vaulty is saying that Asmongold basically copied his idea that because he was in because he made a gnome or a dwarf, and he went to Ironforge, and Asmongold also went to Ironforge. Oh, that's basically he copied my video. Vaulty went to the auction house, so did Asmongold. Oh, he copied my video, which is just, I think personally, it's ridiculous, because if you're checking out a server, that's the most normal things you do. That is the most normal things you do. You know, if I'm making a server review and I'm talking about the population, and then Dodgy does the same thing where he talks about the server population, I don't go around and go, dude, you copied my video. No, it's just general stuff you do when you check out a very low or just a server in general. So I think it is absolutely nonsense. And yeah, I didn't even think Asmongold knew who this guy was before he made this video.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I really don't like about it. And that's, it's good that we're talking about it, but only quick. I am 100% convinced Vaulty is a cloud chaser. And a cloud chaser is someone that is looking to start beef with people that are much more famous than him, in hope that those people that are much more famous will start reacting back, and it will give him a lot more traction. I don't have proof of this, but I am just 100% convinced he is. And the reason I'm saying this is because if he had an issue with a video that Asmongold made, he could have very easily DM'd Asmongold, or I believe it's Cat Danny that makes the reaction videos, the Asmongold TV YouTube channel. He could have contacted them in a private message and said to him, listen, I think you copied my video. But instead, he decided to make a video. He decided to go public with this. So I'm convinced he's a cloud chaser. So fuck him. There you go.
Yeah. Let me jump in now. I got to say something. First of all, I just want to say, if Asmongold copied this guy, then this guy copied the original guy who was actually on the server, who broke the news of the server. There was a guy who actually, his original video has like 400k views or something. He's showing what it was like to be like one of the last alliance on this fucking server, and how like his fucking city's always getting ganked and shit, and he's just there, and they're like fighting in corridors trying to fight off this like overwhelming horde. So Vaulty then copied him, and I just want, like, first, this guy has the IQ of a crab. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Like, he's so dumb. Like, he's just a dumb looking guy. He sounds dumb. He's got a dumb lisp. He's got a dumb head.
Look at
he's
his,
got dumb
he just
lips.
looks like a fucking like fetal alcohol syndrome kid.
He wears a hat while he's in his room. Like, I hate everything about this guy. He clickbaits. This guy, he sits there and he has this like almighty presence. Like, how dare this guy take my content? As if his content's so special. His content isn't shit. It's a bunch of clickbait fucking crap videos. Look at this shit, man. Look at this clickbait.
Like, it's most of the YouTube cliches you see in videos, like wrapped into one giant channel. I mean, way back.
What is in this tunnel?
He was called the Warcraft Bible 2.0 by a lot of people.
That's
back
what I
then.
would say too. Yeah, he's literally like, I could picture this guy going to like IGN WoW articles, or like WoWgamer.com, and like fucking just ripping some dumb person's article off and just fucking word for word putting it up like exactly like Warcraft Bible does. Obviously, I'm not saying he does that, but that's like this is the type of content he makes. It's just the most low IQ garbage shit that people accidentally click because they get baited by like
the fucking thumbnails, they actually
clickbait.
offend me.
Look at the fucking red arrows.
Yeah, like how good are legendaries in classic WoW, and like,
but look at the video like below, like with the ash candy, like that thumbnail, with the red arrow that says "This is broken." If you go a little lower, now to the little bit to the right,
right there.
Yeah, look, this is broken. How the fuck is ash candy broken?
Ash candy's like
it's a powerful item. It's a powerful item, but it's not fucking broken. It doesn't do 8 million DPS. You fucking idiot.
Like, where the fuck's BRE, dude? If you had BRE up there, maybe you'd be right.
But again, it's stupid. I understand. Like, I'll be fair. I understand you got to pump up your thumbnails a little bit. So the red arrow, it's a cliche, fun, but whatever. Or you want to like increase the brightness or whatever, and have a catchy sense in that video. I get that. But saying that an item like that, this is broken, is a fucking lie. It is not true. And he has so many videos or so many thumbnails that are just straight lies. He has a thumbnail where he shows the respec of classic WoW, and it shows 100 gold in the fucking thumbnail. Like that doesn't happen. It's 50 gold max. So that's another fucking lie. It's clickbait. It's the worst shit ever.
This guy. It's the worst part is that this guy actually thinks his content is worth stealing.
100 gold respect. That's not a thing in classic. Getting it's just
just fucking some shit
it's
Photoshop.
A fucking lie. Yeah,
it's 100 gold respect. Like,
but like he actually thinks people want to steal this content. It's just clickbait garbage.
Yeah, his content's not creative or original. He's literally just like, this guy is this is like what happens if a guy with absolutely zero shame or self-worth and zero self-awareness. Like he has no self-awareness about how garbage his content is. Like I could respect this guy if he's like, oh, my content's shit and it's clickbait, but I make it because I want views. Like I'd be like, all right, base. Like okay,
At least
Vaulty.
you're honest.
Yeah, like
He is like these fucking BuzzFeed of World of Warcraft. Just
yeah,
cliche shit.
yeah. Like I've
He's just
insulted. Like I've made videos like that. Like I made like all those twink guides I made. Like
Yeah.
I literally insult them. I'm like, oh, I literally just make stupid fucking guides because it's good for views, and I put 6 ad rolls on them. I just went back and did that, and I fucking post about it because like that's the point of those videos. Those videos are literally just for me like to get to back then when I was like trying to do YouTube a little bit more because right now I'm honestly like I kind of
Yeah.
like lost interest in it the past year or so, but like those
And
videos at the time literally were for just for clicks. Like they weren't really
yeah.
passion projects or anything. And now I just do YouTube for fun, which is why we're just fucking talking mad shit and making fun of this fetal alcohol syndrome guy. But
And I'll be fair, like some of his videos aren't too bad. It's just that the videos that are just have lies and just blatantly obvious, like fake thumbnails and stuff, those are the ones I have problems with. I've watched a few Vaulty videos. Actually, I was like, oh, you know what? It's not too bad. I kind of enjoy this, but shit like this, it's terrible. And again, I still don't understand why he just did not contact Asmongold or
Oh,
Cat
because he's trying to
Danny.
get views off
yeah,
it.
he's done this before. I
Exactly.
remember
There we go.
he did this like a year ago too with Asmongold. Like he fucking called him out and Asmongold reacted to
Yeah,
the video. And
exactly.
it's
Like
just again,
Asmongold, you are wrong or something like that. I
Hilarity.
think he
So I
deleted
was
that video
browsing the
too. It's
Classic
just
WoW server
that
list,
that's the
and
whole thing.
I
This
came across
fucking
something
oh
quite
we gotta
interesting.
make it public. This I fucking hate it, man. I thought it
See a
was
bit of
terrible.
a
To give you guys an
similarity.
example real
So I
quick,
was
right? I made a leveling series once with a friend of mine, Dr. Nomad. We made some kind of controversial
yeah,
statements.
I remember that the
And
Vagabonds Vanilla WoW and like
yeah,
that.
and just oh my god, we went and then one of the YouTubers, Hero
Yeah,
Merit X, I'm pretty sure you guys know. Yeah, he left a comment saying, "I had no idea you were alt right." Now, if I was Vaulty, yeah, I know, but you know what? I like Hero Merit. I think he's a great guy. He makes good videos. I collaborated with him in the past, so I was like, whatever. So, but if I was Vaulty, I could have made a video. Hero Merit called me alt right. Oh my god, gun sexual, whatever the fuck.
yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'll just contact Hero Merit. I'll just DM him on Discord. And I did. We talked it out, and we're cool. It's no fucking drama, no public shit, no nothing. So it's like, why do you got to go public with this? Other than yes, you want to get more views, and yes, you're a cloud chaser. You're looking to get beef with very popular YouTubers to gain views and subs.
Because
I think
Hamster will, your content can actually stand up by itself. Like your
no, I don't
content
know
is
about
good
that,
enough to
man.
tune into. No, it does, man. Your content is easily good enough to go in and just have a look at, and it doesn't need any of this extra bullshit on top of it. Vaulty's content is absolute dog shit. It is the most garbage content you can find. It's clickbait, rage bait. Fucking, that's all this shit is. It's just clickbait fucking content. It's garbage. It's the dregs of YouTube. Okay, so his shit's dying. There's only so much you can clickbait about classic WoW, by the way. There's only so many fucking caves. There's only so many fucking swords in the game that you can put on your thumbnail until you eventually start running out of shit to clickbait.
I
So
don't know, man.
what we're seeing here is a guy who is losing relevance, I guess you could say, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go start a fight with Asmongold." And the slightest chance he got, the slightest chance he got, just where him and Vaulty finally met, he was watching a Vaulty video or whatever.
Yeah.
He took that one little chance and created a fucking fire out of it, just
Yeah,
because he
exactly.
needs that sort of relevance.
Yeah, and exactly. And the thing is, I watched this video we're showing right now, and he's actually more suggestive in this video. Like he's saying, basically the gist of the video is, I think Asmongold copied my video, but then you look at the thumbnail, which says Asmongold copied my video, like it's a fact, like shit like that. Like what the fuck are
Well,
you
yeah, and later
doing,
on in the
dude?
video, he basically says it's a fact. He's like, later on in the video, he's like, so Asmongold pretty much copied my video.
Oh my god.
And that's all you
You
start
really think
hearing.
Asmon needs to copy this guy?
Like, no,
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, why would he have to do that? Asmongold is like what 100 times more uh famous than this guy. That's another thing. I've seen a video of him talking to Stay Safe, and he said in that video that he is the #1 YouTuber for classic WoW videos. So basically, he's saying he's beating out Matt Season Show and other people like that. Like, are you fucking high, dude? I understand he gets a lot of views for his video. You can't deny that he gets a lot of views. but being better than having more views than Matt's season show. Are you kidding me? That's just another
Yeah,
lie.
I would
There's
really
just
like
no
to
way.
know what Vaulty's viewer retention rate is. Like, I bet you people click on and I just want to play
Super
this.
low.
I want to play this clip of him talking. They click on and they hear this voice.
A
Yeah,
similarity.
or
So
his
I was
subscriber
browsing
number. I
the
mean, he doesn't
classic
show
WoW
that for
server
some
list.
fucking weird reason. He doesn't show his subscriber
Yeah,
number.
because he's
So what do you
coping.
got to hide?
He has nothing.
Ugh. All right.
And
Well,
Here's
there
the
you
thing.
go.
Here's the thing: is that this guy's views are so much different to Mad Season shows because Mad Season has like a dedicated audience that will tune in to watch his shit.
Oh,
This guy
absolutely.
needs to cross his fingers and hopes one of his fucking thumbnails blows up and then lots of people click on it. This guy doesn't have an audience. Like he doesn't have a core audience. It's just him crossing his fingers hoping to get into the algorithm. That's this
Yeah.
guy's audience.
He's throwing shit to the wall and hoping something sticks there.
That's
He- he's-
literally it.
He made a video too of him jumping into the well of eternity or whatever, and you can do that in like 1 minute, and he stretched that shit out to 10 minutes. You know, just stuff like that where it's like 10 minutes and 1 second long. Like
Yeah.
it's like we said, it's all the cliches wrapped into one channel. It's the red arrows. It's the we shown it. It's the fake thumbnails that show fake information with false claims. Everything. It's just the worst.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to give this guy too much more attention, so we should probably move on. But
Yeah.
I just want to sum it up. Like you said, Hamster, he's basically like this guy's everything wrong with modern YouTube. His voice sounds like he fucking has peanut butter in his mouth. He sounds like his mother drank like a fucking bottle of whiskey every night with him in the womb. Like he looks like that as well. Like everything
Holy
about
shit.
this guy just screams like he fucking. I don't even know what to say. Like it just looks like deformed or something. This guy's just a fucking mongrel.
Can I ask you one question though? If he wanted to come onto this podcast or whatever to defend himself, would you accept?
Yes, I would.
All right, there you
I would
go.
accept 100%. I would love to laugh at him. I would love to laugh
Okay,
at him in
cool.
person. That'd be so.
I tell you
That
what,
is the
Hamster
thing.
will. I'd actually give the guy a fair shot. Musk wouldn't, but I would. I don't hate the guy. I don't have any hate for him.
I'd give him a fair
Me
shot.
too.
I'd give him
Absolutely.
a
Like
fair
I know
shot.
we're like you know making fun of him, but I realize
Yeah.
right now he has no chance to talk back. So there we go. There's an
Yeah.
invitation to join this whatever podcast. I mean, I'm sure he's not gonna accept it because admittedly it doesn't get a whole lot of views. But there you go. The invitation is out. You can't say, "Well, I have no chance to defend myself." Well, there it is. You can come on here and talk to us, and well, maybe Musk will fucking rip you to shreds, but at least Jig will give you a fair chance.
I'll give you a chance.
Come
I'll
on
give you a chance, buddy.
He can come on and make fun of my 200 view count. I don't give a fuck. Like, come on and fucking flame my shitty channel. No one flames my channel more than me. Let's just say that.
Oh, can I show one more thing by the way? Can
Yeah,
I? Hold
sure.
on one
Go ahead.
second. If I can pull up the chat. You talked about the view count, right? This is what he said a while ago on Twitter to me. Because again, I told you I have a problem with him because of the fake thumbnails. That this is what he said. He's
Hater.
basically basically saying that I'm mad at him because he gets more views than me, which makes no fucking sense. Because if that was the case, I would also get really mad at Asmongold. I would get mad at Matt's season show. I would get mad at fucking Nixium. So it's just stuff like this. Like, what are you doing,
Yeah,
bro?
he's made fun of
This
my
guy's
view count.
this guy's like the Jake Paul of WoW. This guy is.
Yeah, like he's made fun of my view count too, and basically, Hamster, what he's saying to you is, like, I'll make a fucking analogy that's pretty brutal. So this guy's basically like one of those fucking crack moms that sell their daughters like sexually, like 10-year-old daughters for money. It's just so they can get crack, and then he's bragging that he has more heroin than you, Hamster. He has more fucking crack, or I made more money than you, fucking being a prostitute, and you work like an actual admirable job that doesn't make me
Yeah,
as much
I
money.
sold more crack in the neighborhoods and I destroyed more communities than you.
I sold crack to like 30 middle schoolers, man, and I made 100K in a month. What did you make, loser? Like, just an absolute fucking like shit face. Like, fuck this guy. And I don't even know what I hope. I wish his mom drank more when he was in the wound. Let's just say that.
I hope he comes on the Musk and Mates.
Yeah.
I'm dying to wait. I'm dying to see that. And once again,
He
the
can come if
invitation
he
is
wants,
open.
man, but he's just gonna get
Yep.
roasted.
Yeah,
Let's
and he
be
needs to
honest.
fucking take the peanut butter out of his mouth before he comes on, so he can actually understand what the fuck he's saying. So,
What can
alright.
he honestly say though? Like the guy's just a clickbait YouTuber. Like
Yeah.
that's all he is.
Yeah.
He won't come on because this is a smaller channel than him, and we're punching up right now, and he won't come on and defend himself. But
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
he'd only go on to a bigger channel or a relevant channel like Stay Safe or something, which is why he went on that channel for more.
Yeah, and Stay Safe.
publicity.
Stay Safe handles him with fucking kids gloves. Like he wouldn't be asking
Yeah.
questions like this. He wouldn't be
I
saying
mean, he
shit
did.
like this to him.
Exactly, but he did confront him though, so I have to give Stay Safe that. And what you're saying, but Musk doesn't make any sense because he said himself he is the #1 YouTuber for Classic WoW.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Well,
whatever.
he's full of
There
shit.
you
Let's
go.
just say that. Okay, so next up, I wanted to move on. I know Hamster mentioned earlier he's playing on Apollo WoW, and
Yep.
it's a basically Cataclysm server by Twin Star, is it? Twin Star, like
Yep.
the fucking
Exactly.
Chronos guys. Yeah, so it's old news. Warlord Zek made a good video about this. Warlord Zek's he's pretty fucking based. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah. You guys got to check out a channel. It's
yeah,
Warlord, just the way you say it, and then XECC. Check him out, guys.
yeah,
He's great.
yeah. He's made a lot of good videos. I like that guy a lot. He just fucking blasts servers as well. Doesn't give a fuck. So he's
Oh
based.
yeah.
But yeah, basically, admin of Apollo WoW is massively abusing commands for his own advantage. Here you can see through the command abuse. So, like characters that account yesterday, some commands he's typing in on the first screen. You can see all the accounts and the same IP address, which are Fatal admin's account and his game account. Fatal's logs. Admin of both Apollo realms for Twin Star project.
So
Okay,
they're
so
basically creating characters out of thin air,
yeah, he's
basically.
he's making himself
What?
characters and added epic.
Spawning stuff.
He added epic PvP and PvE items to the player and never removed it. Mod Cur
Dude,
is
what
modifying
the fuck?
currencies such as cooking tokens, justice points, valor points. It is essentially adds remove new amount. Yeah, he's adding currency like badges and money. Uh,
Dude, this is some Elysium shit where they
Yeah, some
spawn
Krog and
characters out of.
Shanna stuff.
yeah, add
Yeah,
item
exactly. They're fucking spawning characters out of thin air with like epic gear and shit.
full rating enchants plus flasks added. Mod money. This is a fucking Liam Fresh command here. I even know that one. I know. So he added 10,000 gold to his characters. He added around 70,000 gold in total to all his characters, modifying currencies with ID 395, which are justice points. Another
Fuck.
VP adding. So yeah, these guys are basically just fucking mega exploiting. And
Yep.
so Hamster, before we go into this, like
Yeah,
let's pretend this didn't happen. What would you think? What do you
yeah.
think about the Apollo server?
I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, I played on Hades, which is now dubbed Apollo 1. So this new server is called Apollo 2. Is this, by the way, about for like Apollo 1 or Apollo 2 or like both servers?
This is
Because
Apollo
I think this is
2.
one, isn't it?
No, I think
Is
this
it
is
two?
oh,
2.
Apollo 2? Okay. Well, either way, I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that it's really fucking shady. But I basically played on Apollo 1. I actually raided there for a fairly long time with my friends. And I thought that was great. And I leveled a character from 1 to 85 on Apollo 2. I did a few BGs with that. It's one of those things where I use Apollo 2 because I really like warrior PvP and Cataclysm. So I just basically, occasionally just log on, do a few BGs, and then log off again. I'm not doing any like serious raiding or anything like that. And based on what my experience, I actually really liked the server. There was one bugged quest I found in my entirety of leveling through Cataclysm. There was maybe one or two cinematics where the camera was a little weird, but everything else worked. It was great. It was 3 times right, I believe. So you had to do like a fair amount of quests in order to get the max level, and most of them just worked flawlessly. Serviceability was great. There was a decent amount of people playing there. Community was all right. So I was like, hey, this is great. It's a good server. I like it. I would have rated like I don't know if you given it a number, but I'd say like 8, 8.5. I thought I had a lot of fun
Damn.
there. Yeah, and I this completely went over my head, and then I saw Warlord Zek's video, and I was like, "Holy shit! I wish I knew this before." So I think after this podcast, what I'm actually gonna do, because now I feel guilty towards my viewers too, because and they really need to know this because I rated that server like, yeah, it's great, and I think they have a right to know the shady shit that's going on before they decide to roll there. So actually, when we're done, I'm
Absolutely.
probably gonna link this and Warlord Sec server and kind of make a comment on my video and pin that so people can at least check this shit out because people have a right to know this kind of shady
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. And even like you can even I don't know, you have the community tab probably like every
Oh
fucking
yeah, right. Oh shit, yeah, that's
make
actually
it
a really good
it
idea.
shows up to do that as well. Make a community post
Yeah,
about like the server being corrupt and all that, and you can link Zek's video there as well. But yeah, so it's just a shame, man. Like I know a lot of people say Cat is the downfall of WoW, but here's my opinion. I think Wrath is the downfall of WoW, and I remember distinctly in Kata the devs of like the Blizzard devs saying I think we went too far with the casualization of like heroics and stuff, and they were too easy. I remember this all the time in Kata. When it first launched and when it was in beta, they kept saying like how they went too far with like the casualization and they want to step back to TBC type heroics. And I remember that was when the term Wrath Baby got coined, because a bunch of Wrath players were
Yeah.
literally crying about how hard Kata heroics were, and some of the
I remember
bosses,
that.
like what was it, Lord Walton and Shadowfang Keep, like literally just disbanded groups all the time. I remember like every pack you'd have to mark CC. It was literally like doing TBC heroics.
Bro, Grimber told disbanded
God,
groups.
man,
Holy
like
shit.
I want I like Kata pre-nerf. I would fucking love a Cataclysm server that was pre-nerf, like authentic heroics, no raid finder,
Yep.
and
Yep.
fucking like WoW Tori or something. Get on that shit, man. Like
Yes. Yep.
if WoW, like I heard WoW Tori's making a RAS server. I heard that from Gnarl Rave, and
Really? Another fucking Wrath
fuck
server? Come
Wrath and the
on.
Lich King.
Jesus.
Fuck
How
it.
many more do we need?
We have
Jesus
a
fucking
hundred,
Christ.
dude. Like fuck Wrath. Make a good fucking Kata server that's pre-nerf,
Yes.
man. For fuck's sake,
Yeah,
Tori.
I'm gonna jump in here and just say that it's really depressing to see these Cataclysm servers just sort of like just shooting themselves in their own foot.
Yeah.
It's exceptionally sad to hear after Hamsterwheel's comments that this server was actually a high quality server. He gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is very good. To see this, you have a server that good at that high quality, to see this kind of abuse from the GMs, which is just rampant abuse. To me, this absolutely 1,000,000% renders this server unplayable with that much abuse. This server is not to be
Yeah.
taken seriously anymore, and that's just the sad reality of it. The scripting can be the best on earth, can be even better than Blizzard's. Okay, this server can't be played after that. This is just rampant, disgusting abuse. I've got no doubt that they're also spawning gold and selling it. There's no question about it. They're probably just doing everything. The server is totally corrupt. Those GMs are totally corrupt. That server's fucked. It needs a hard restart with brand new fucking team. But it's not going to happen.
And yeah, and that's why I would trust like someone like the Tori team, because they've had the same fucking MOP server out for how long? Has it been like fucking 5 years or something?
5, 6 years, I think.
It's been fully progressed. It's basically War Main, and it's basically like Ice Crown but for MOP. And apparently the scripting's really good, but the issue with it is the only people left playing are like Hungarians or non-English speakers, because a lot of like people in our like the Western countries like fucking fresh, and they like the whole progression and the competition and the race to the end. And it
Yeah.
seems like people in like the Slavic countries are more just like they like fucking just chilling and playing like servers where they have the same character for years, and they can just log on and raid whenever, and even with like cash shops and all that, and they seem more tolerant of that. So I don't know if Tor even has a cash shop. I don't know much about it. I've only heard nothing but good things, and we know the WoW Tori
Yeah.
devs came in and like fucking helped bug fix a lot with Netherwing when it was
Oh
crashing.
yeah. Yeah.
Like
Where you made multiple meme videos about,
yeah,
right?
that was fun. Yeah,
Yeah, it
Tori,
was great to see,
the
man.
base
Right to lead my character.
the fucking based Hungarian wing Tsars came in and fucking saved the server from certain destruction. But yeah, Tara, get on that. Make Kata. Scrap the Wrath project. No one likes. Well, people like Wrath, but we have enough fucking Wrath
We got
projects.
more than
Yeah.
enough, man. Give us a good Kata
Jesus.
server. Give us a
Yeah,
stable Kata
Exactly.
server and label it towards the Western market, man. It'll be a hit, guaranteed.
yeah, it'll be a fucking hit. That's for damn sure. So yeah, that pretty much sums up Apollo. It's just a shame to see a Kata server go down like this. Like Kata's
Absolute
an
shame.
underrated expansion, and I think with like I said 2.0 or not 2.0, that's TPC, but like pre-nerf content, pre-nerf heroics, it would be a fucking hit.
Yeah, man. The sad thing is, Cataclysm actually makes a great private server expansion, in my opinion. I think it's a really good private server
It is.
expansion.
Yep.
A lot better than Wrath. I don't mind Wrath either. I do have a bit of nostalgia for Wrath, but Cataclysm, oh my god, the dungeons especially was so much better. The dungeons in Wrath in Cataclysm were like TBC tier.
Yeah.
I hate Wrath
Yes.
heroics. I like literally can't stand doing them. I find them
They're
so
just a bit too
they're
easy.
just AoE fest, like AoE tank and then AoE DPS fest. There's no
Yeah,
like
Dude, on a fully progressed Raft server, it's even worse, where you have people with 6K, 6.2K gear score, which, I'm doing right now because I'm doing something for Wrath. And I sometimes pop in a Warmain Ice Crown because, again, it's one of those servers that will always be around. But just again, like exactly like you said, it's just a complete phase roll, especially on the server that's fully progressed. It's just there's tanks. The people, there's warriors that queue as a tank, and they're not tanks, but since they have such insane gear, they can do 15K DPS and just hold aggro for everything and just roll through there. I've seen people join with like 6.7K gear score. They queued as a tank. They're not a tank. They're DPS. They're a Fury, and just completely face roll the entire instance. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's nice. You get badges a lot quicker, but there's no challenge. There's nothing. It's just whatever. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's my biggest issue with Wrath. Like the only way I
Man, those dungeons are easy in greens,
yeah,
so you can only imagine the end of an expansion.
I don't. People
Oh
might
yeah.
people might hate like the way I say this, or well, not the way I say this, but they might think I'm like fucking retarded for saying this. But the only way I could see myself playing Wrath really is if they made fucking Nax Ramus into a 5-man heroic and launched with Ulduar as the first raid of the tier of the like
Ooh.
Uldar just being out on launch and Nax is a 5-man heroic. And that's the only way I would be interested in playing. Because like Nax is just so shit, man. It's so undertuned, and every time a server tries to buff it, they fuck up somehow, like with the
Yeah.
timings and mechanics, and it's just like it's just a bad raid for Wrath. Like it's good in vanilla because it's designed for vanilla. It's not designed for
Yeah.
Wrath.
Exactly.
Wrath literally plays more like Legion and BFA than it does like vanilla. It does like
They should like what you're saying. If they're gonna, they should splice up Nax per wing. So you have one heroic dungeon per wing, because of course one heroic dungeon with like what 14 bosses is a little too much. That is actually not a bad idea. And of course, Orlwar is a great fucking raid. I love
yes, and
Orlwar.
everyone wants to do fucking Uldar when they play Wrath. They don't want to sit there
Yeah.
and fucking do Nax for 3 months and then like every guild just everyone quits because they're so fucking bored of like and Nax 10 the gear is equivalent it's equivalent to the fucking heroics. Like what kind of design is that? Like there's no incentive to do
Exactly.
Nax 10. So and if you don't have enough for 25, which right when you play Wrath you kind of want to raid with your friends and it's hard to get 25 homies and a lot of these like servers don't even like have enough to support multiple 25 like a bunch of 25 mans. So like it's just a shit experience. Like fucking hell, just fucking put Uldar out at start. Like you can do it in heroic gear. It's possible. It'd be way more fun. 10-man Uldar in heroic gear? Fuck yeah, that sounds fun to me. Get on it, devs. And actually, Tari, if you're gonna make a server, fuck Nax, make it that way. And I
Yeah.
think
Exactly.
that sums up our Apollo talk. And
Yeah, no one likes Rafnax.
yeah, and now
Yeah.
moving on to uh what you were mentioning earlier about fireplaces and reading books and fishing.
Oh,
Fucking our hero, our beloved Batman Sensual, the underdog himself,
Our
has
sweet desk slammer.
he's finally fallen, boys. He's finally down.
Oh my
It was a
god.
good
Our vet
journey,
since
but
2004.
he had mentioned that he was getting he hadn't had a lot of free time and he was unhappy with the way his channel was going. And randomly we woke up one day to find that RareSpawn, the channel, has ceased to exist. His Twitter's gone, the Discord's gone, it's all deleted. And we have his head mod, one of his biggest like asshole rimmers here, Archangelus. This guy's probably his tongue's probably been like at least 2 inches in that asshole. Uh, the
Jesus.
dude is
Okay.
done with Rare Spawn and many of the things he was standing for. He's control alt deleted everything and chosen a life of solitude to play some WoW without hearing all the shit that would follow. So
Can I make a guess? He'll be back in 2 months.
S- Probably, but so basically we
Yeah.
have proof that Alex Sensual, Rare Spawn, who went from 1 month ago being Animal Crossing God and posing
Wait a
Animal.
second. Wait a second. To play some WoW. So he's back playing
Yeah,
fucking
he
WoW.
is. Yeah,
yeah, he
that's
is.
So
what that
fucking
this.
his rants about video games. What video games are for fucking soy boys, whatever you said. Like
Yeah,
fuck video
yeah.
games. Now he's back.
He's
What the
back. That's
fuck?
what's the funniest part about this. Like this guy's such a fucking retard. Like it's
No
so,
fucking
oh
way.
my god, like this guy has to be fucking bipolar or some shit.
So
Like
this
He's
is
got
like this.
he's schizophrenic, man.
he's fucking
He's
bipolar and maybe skits too. Like
So this is the fifth time he returned. I remember he deleting his ALEXENSUAL, like, oh, you're all two-faced piece of shit, and you don't deserve someone like me. And then he was back, and now he quit, and now he's back again.
So he originally quit Classic WoW about 2 months after it came out, right?
Yeah.
He quit and he said, "Fuck this game's shit," and I agree with that, by the way. But
Oh yeah.
he said that he said this game is dog shit. He actually, before Classic WoW even came out, he was ranting about it for like 6 months on his streams about how it's going to be shit, and then he quits that, right? And then he actually has a freak out and deletes his original ALEXENSUAL channel. Then he starts up a new channel called RARESPAWN, which is about
Yeah.
manosphere alpha male red pill shit.
well, wait, hold up.
In some of the wait a second, in some of those videos, he talks about how games are like just shit for you and they're a total waste of time and they're for
Mhm.
losers and whatever. Okay, some of that I kind of agree with, but
Oh
not
yeah.
all of
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Um, and so he says that like literally about a week and a half ago. We woke up a couple days ago to find out that he had deleted his Rare Spawn channel, the Alpha Male channel, deleted all of that shit, didn't tell any of his fans, didn't tell any of his subscribers, didn't tell any of the people that are
Jesus,
paying him
wow.
money, didn't tell any of his mods, just fucking deleted it, never talked to them, probably fucking ignores all their messages. And he is now back playing classic WoW
Oh my
by
god.
himself in his basement while he's hiding away from all his fans. This guy is the biggest hypocrite of all fucking time. All time.
Jesus
This guy is
Christ.
going through a midlife crisis for the past
Yeah.
fucking 4 years. Like, the funniest part is, like, when I was gonna try to interrupt you and comment, like, I was just gonna make a joke about how it originally started out as like a Black Panther and LGBT Marvel channel about like reviewing how like reviewing Marvel movies and shit.
Yeah.
So it went from Marvel movies to games to politics and Joe Biden sniffing women to how like Crash Bandicoot, like how
To
they how
life and women and shit.
how they
Yeah.
murdered Crash Bandicoot, my boy, and then video games were the devil. Video games are cringe. If you play video games, you're a loser. Quit
Yeah.
doing, and
Yep.
then it was quit, and you should care what other people think, and quit video games because they aren't. Women don't find them impressive, and like women think you're cringe if you play video games. And then it. Oh, I forgot to mention before that whole area of hating video games, he was Animal Crossing God on Discord.
You told it.
His Discord was literally Animal Crossing God, and he kept posting pictures of his Animal Crossing world. And then 2 weeks later, he went on this anti-video game tirade. He claimed to have sold his PC, and he posted a picture of an empty desk with just a laptop. So he sold his 3-year-old expensive gaming system for a laptop, and he said he also sold his Nintendo Switch that his wife's boyfriend gifted him.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
about to say, okay.
but
That says a
so
lot about.
so and then literally he said he's going fishing and stuff, and fucking he posted video of him, like we made fun of this last time when we were sitting there laughing of him
Yeah.
watching a fucking he had a fireplace on his TV and he was
Oh
fucking
my
reading
god.
a book like fucking and
Again, I mean,
then
the problem is not that he's reading a book or he's fishing. I mean, if you go out, do shit, and read books, that's fine. But just the fucking putting it on Twitter with the fucking screensaver fireplace, like, what are you
what the
doing, dude?
fuck? And the
This
fact that
guy, this guy, this guy lives through movies. Okay, he sees like this happen on a movie, and he's like,
Yeah.
"This is what really smart people do is read books in front of a fireplace." So I'm gonna go ahead and
Man, all he needs like is a cigar and like a glass of scotch to top it off.
I
He'd be
mean, I'm
like,
I'm sure that video of him reading I'm sure it impresses fucking Reddit karma facts who want their updo. I'm sure it impresses them, but the actual like grown ass adult who actually reads book looks at that and like, what the fuck are you doing, you pretentious cocksucker? Like,
So now
oh
the
my
funniest
god.
part is after his fucking massive tirade, and then he
Yeah.
goes from saying, "Oh, I'm happy with the direction channel is. I'm feeling really good about it." Then he makes his patron called like the breeding ground, where you like have big gay ass sex or something, and like that's that's like the fucking patron tiers, whatever. And then 2 days later, he deletes his whole fucking channel in existence off the internet, and he's back on Discord as Vendrell with the same Kermit profile he has on RareSpawn now. But obviously
Okay. Yeah.
he probably just made a new Discord because people kept messaging that RareSpawn. Same Kermit profile, Hunter, Warlock, Raider, Physical DPS, Raid 1, Raid 2. This is a guild Discord. So he was
Yeah.
originally spotted in the Cortonos Discord, and it like there was no confirmation it was him really. It could have been fake. Like one of the guys on Discord and my Discord basically made it so it looked like they were playing Classic WoW when they actually weren't, just from some like Google Chrome shenanigans. But then now
Yeah.
he's no longer in the Cortonos Discord. He's in Nova, the guild Cortonos, as Hunter and Warlock, and Spachib, which is a guy we knew from Darrowshire, says
Mm-hmm.
he's on the Nova, and he ran an ST with some of my guildies. Some people have said they've
Okay.
seen him in ZG, and here's the parse. Zolgrub is Zendril, that's his Warlock, and he's so May 11th, so he's back
he's
playing
there, baby.
Classic
He's
WoW
back.
He's there.
right after he's
Damn.
shitting
He's
on
back.
gaming. It's fucking hilarious, man. Like
This guy is fucking an actual schizo bipolar. Like, it isn't
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Again, we don't know for sure, but I am convinced this guy at least has like bipolar disorder or some kind of borderline or
He
whatever.
has to.
He just how do you say, he just goes back and forth. Like, I'm not sure what the term or word is I'm looking for, but man,
it's
I don't
just
know what. Just but he's very entertaining, but not for the right reasons.
yeah,
Let's
like
just put it that way.
there's times when I start liking Alex again. I'm like, man, Alex is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
same.
Like this
Yeah,
was when he was playing, like when he first started playing Classic and shit, and how when he was shitting on it, like I started liking him again. I'm like, oh, Alex is
yeah,
funny.
exactly. And
He's
calling
like,
out like classics bullshit, and some of his videos on RareSpawn, I didn't really like them. It was like, okay, well, whatever. But just shit like this where you're like, "What are you doing? What
And the
the
thing about
fuck?"
him saying he has no time with RareSpawn, the dude is literally so inefficient. Like I said, I said this earlier, but he doesn't do any editing. That intro does is an OBS scene where
Yeah.
he just clicks and plays it. So um
And again, it's good that you mentioned that because he deleted this channel. Like, what the fuck were you expecting to get with the channel? Were you expecting to get 100,000 subs? Like, I'm
yeah,
not saying his content was absolutely. It's not like Vaulty worse, but it's just very middle of the run. There's like for every video he has, there's like 100,000 other videos out there. So he's not doing like anything super special. So like, were you expecting to go
He's
viral? Like, what
he's
the fuck?
Walmart. He's a Walmart Jordan Peterson. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the funny thing is, he could have literally like instead of doing this whole OBS thing, because he's using his fucking like his webcam's kind of bad quality and his audio's all right. Literally, his cell phone is a better mic and camera. And anyone who has a YouTube app, you can do this. So open up YouTube, go fucking to the little plus button with the camera. You hit that video,
Yeah,
and
there
you
you
can
go.
literally fucking like have like a HD camera and like mic quality filming you.
Yes,
And he could have done that anywhere, like outside might have been a better setting than his fucking room. He could have literally done that and made videos just off his phone and uploaded them. That would have been higher quality than what he was producing with his fucking laptop. And like that's the thing, like how is that hard? The dude doesn't edit. Like literally just fucking YouTube phone record yourself for 12 minutes talking about your fucking irrational male red pills or whatever, and then you're done. Like how? What do you mean you don't have free? You don't have 12 minutes in a day to record a video, dude?
exactly.
Like
It's
you're
it's
full of
fucking
shit. And
bullshit.
now he's playing classic WoW all day. And obviously, like the thing is, like I don't care that he's playing classic WoW. That's not the issue here. The issue
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the guy is just such a fucking like flip floppy hypocrite, and he doesn't even believe what he's saying. I swear, like I don't even know if he like believes what he's saying for a day, and he doesn't think anything through. It's just impulsive, and it's almost kind of sad. Like he just you could tell he was just fucking miserable, and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking play classic. Like he wanted to play it, but he's built his entire brand on shitting on it, and he wants to play it, and he just couldn't fucking like live with the shame basically of
exactly.
playing classic WoW again. So he just nuked everything because he just didn't
I
want
I
to deal
feel
with the
like
shame. It's just
I feel like
sad.
Jake wants to join in. I feel like Jake wants to join in.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, this guy is just the biggest hypocrite I've ever seen. Honestly, like, he really
Yeah.
is. I've never seen a guy who flip flops like this. I've never seen a guy who swears that Blizzard is the worst company in human history, and then 6 months he's like groveling at their fucking feet, begging them to take his
Yep,
money.
he's
I've never
bending
seen a
over
fuck.
again, taking that
He's been.
$15. Yep.
This
What?
is all ALEXENSUAL does is lose. This is all this guy does in his life is just lose. I mean, he just takes L after L after L. I've never seen a guy who takes this many fucking L's. Even his own cocklicker there. What's his name? Archangel, the biggest bootlicking ALEXENSUAL fanboy you'll ever see in your entire fucking life, moderator of like 5 years or something. Okay, is on there saying this guy's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, and you know what? It's all thanks to him because I remember, like, was right up to Classic or either Elysium, he was getting a lot of traction. There were times where he surpassed me in subs, and he was getting a lot of subs. And I think it was like a stress test or something, a Classic, one or the other. He had like over 1,000 views on his live stream. Like he was getting a lot of views. So he basically he had a great shot to really progress further as a channel. But just I don't know what he just fucks up. He keeps fucking up.
He had a great shot as well when Classic came out because his
Yeah,
streams are always getting over a K views like live.
exactly. Yeah.
But he always fucks himself over. Like I don't understand why he did that. Like he quit Classic WoW originally, obviously now, to try and look like a badass, like alpha male, like fuck Classic. I was
Yeah.
always going to quit Classic WoW. Classic WoW is shit. But the reality is that it's very obvious that he never actually wanted to quit. So
He
he just
he's
harmed himself in the long run.
he's like a bridge burner, but after a month after he burned that bridge, he looks back and goes, "Wait, I want that bridge again." That's it.
He wants the power of burning the bridge to look like a badass, but he actually wants the bridge. He always wants the bridge back.
Yeah, exactly. He wants the bridge to be intact. Like, okay, if I ever want to go back, then I want that.
It's like
Whatever, man.
Alex, man. I know for a fact, Alex, you're going to end up listening to this shit because someone's got to link it to you or something, and you can't help yourself because
Yeah,
you love to hear about yourself. But so listen up, man. Just drop classic, okay?
yeah,
Play a private. If you really need to play well, if you're such a cum brain that you need to play well that fucking bad, you're so obsessed with classic WoW, you just can't leave it no matter what you've done. come play a private server. Just go do a fucking private server. Who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly.
What do you need to be playing on these fucking shitty classic servers for? You know you're not getting the real thing. You know it's not as good as Lights Hope. Okay, you know they're shit quality. You know it's not fun. You know it's easy mode.
Yep.
It seems to be all nerfed. So like, come on, man. Like, wake up to yourself.
Save yourself the $15 a month. Stop bending over to Blizzard. Again and again, if you're gonna shit on Blizzard and say it's a shit company, take a stand and not pay the fucking subscription and just play on a private server. I know there's probably some downsides to a private server, but there's also a lot of upsides, like not having to pay this shit company $15 a month.
That's the only upside that's needed is not having to give Blizzard money.
Yeah. It's like a matter of principle to some people, especially to me. Like, fuck that. I'm not going to pay $15 a month to a company that clearly doesn't care. But, enough about Blizzard and more about ALEXENSUAL. So, yeah, man, like Jig is saying, just play in a private server, get your fix there, and just for once, just stick to your guns and maybe think about the things you might say, like, taking a stand, oh, fuck this, I'm never playing Classic, or fuck this, video games are for losers, and just really think what you're saying and then try to stick to your guns, because right now you're looking like someone that just has zero credibility. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Holy shit! What the fuck? Wait, what does that say? Monthly gain subscribers for RARESPAWN. What is that up? The one
Negative 60.
Negative, like he started going negative.
Uh,
And then this fucking picture of his face. I bet you we're
Holy
gonna
shit,
see.
dude.
We're gonna someone. I can't wait for the video of him walking around in a thong outside of Blizzard HQ and like offering sex favors for them to restore his ALEXENSUAL YouTube account so he can start making ALEXENSUAL videos again.
Musk, what are your opinions on him? Like, what do you honestly think about this? Like him actually going back to classic WoW.
I'm lost for fucking words. Like I didn't think it would be this fast. Like I didn't think within
It didn't take much.
I didn't think within a
Yeah.
week he'd be back on Classic. Like right after he's claiming to sell all his shit and saying how video games are for fucking incels and like betas and fucking you're a nerd or whatever. Like obviously, like yeah, like you guys said, there's a lot of it I agree with. Like obviously, excessive video games is bad, and like using video games
Yep.
as your fucking crutch in life to fucking feel accomplished or whatever is bad and it's harming and all that. But this guy does not understand the concept of moderation. Like it's okay to play some fucking video games with some
Yep.
friends that like to unwind after you've taken care of your shit, or if you have nothing on the table for a couple days and there's like a fucking game you and your friends are gonna be playing, like when Netherwing launches, or let's say like some other games coming out that you and your buds are excited for and you want to fucking binge it like for like the weekend or maybe a week if you're off work and you just fucking plan to stay up like 14 on 8 off. Like if it's like in moderation within a week, like obviously that's not moderation, but if it's just like you're planning on setting aside some time to do it like as a vacation, then obviously it's not the end of the world. It's not a bad thing as long as you're still taking care of your real life. But like this guy likes, obviously he likes video games. He likes that whole culture. Like that's what RareSpawn was founded on. I wouldn't say culture,
Hmm.
but he likes that whole like entertainment area. So why not just do it in moderation? Like why the fuck? Like this guy's almost like
He's an
ashamed of
extremist.
himself. Yeah, like this guy just can't, like he just doesn't understand the concept of moderation.
Yeah. Exactly.
He doesn't want to admit at the end of the day that he's just a WoW fucking addict. That's all he is.
Yeah.
This guy is a
He's
complete
an addict. Yeah.
It's that's all I got to say on the guy. I mean, that is just fucking embarrassing, that video.
It is literally embarrassing. He's reading the Rational Mail apparently, and, and a week later he's back on Classic. Probably fucking the book's probably in the bottom of some drawer, and his fucking fish probably selling his fishing rod now.
Bro, I
Yeah.
honestly don't even think he sold his PC. I think he just hid it in his fucking
Yeah.
other room or something.
Yeah, probably.
I don't believe it either. Considering how he like, that's the word I was looking for, by the way, flip flopping. Considering how much he does that, I'm like, yeah, I don't
This-
believe it.
You can tell that it's
I
just
don't
a
believe it.
midlife crisis. This dude hates himself. It's just simple as that. It's kind of
He's like a
sad.
fucking crack addict that like hides their teeth out of shame because they're all fucked up and melted. Like he's like this little gremlin's like running around trying to get his fucking fix of WoW, but he just can't even like all these fans are gonna know every time he logs in. His fucking boomer fans are gonna see him logging in and they're gonna call him out, and it just all got too much for him. I think it just all got a little bit too much for him. He saw that World of Warcraft logo and he clicked on it, and his head's pulling away and his fucking his hands getting closer and the big blue play now button, and he's getting sucked in and he's like, oh, I'm gonna, and then he clicks on it and he just fucking releases. He's been waiting for this for 6 months.
I'm gonna
Please.
come!
Yeah,
He just crooned all over the place.
hearing that fucking WoW login music in his head. He's like, oh,
Oh, he just fucking
Oh, God.
relapsed. It's like
I must sniff.
he's probably like in the fetal position.
He had a relapse.
He was in the fetal position, like having cold sweats and like shaking at the thought, like from not playing fucking classic
Fucking
WoW
nightmares and shit.
Animal Crossing, yeah, having nightmares. And he's just like he's looking at his fucking RARESPAWN channel, like losing subs, and he's looking at the classic WoW launch, and he's like, "Fuck this!" Just fucking deletes it, launches classic WoW, just fucking like spunks all over his desk, just covers it. Just fucking absolute fucking state of this fucking guy.
Oh my god. I wish I had a tweet, but I can't find it. But I am convinced I told when Alex said like "fuck classic, I'm done." I swear I tweeted him. I said, "Okay, see you in 2 months, Alex." And what do you know? He's fucking
2
back
months
again.
later, maybe lasted a bit longer than 2 months.
Yeah, but
But
you know, I
fuck,
was off by the time, but he is fucking
still
back.
he's back, boys. Alex is
back.
back. I can't wait till. Do you think Alex is? How long do you think till he comes back to YouTube with some kind of channel?
3 months.
Ooh, yeah, I give it 3 months
3
because
months? Is that
he's
our
gonna get at
prediction?
a point. Yeah, I think he's gonna get at a point where his character gets like good enough gear where he wants to show like I don't know some fucking epic boss fight or maybe with his guild. He's like, oh, we're server first or whatever the fuck. I think at some point he wants to post some shit again, or he has an opinion in his head. It's like, oh man, people are gonna love this fucking shit when I say this. I think he can't resist. Sooner or later, he's gonna come back. I guarantee.
He loves the attention. He feeds off the attention. Like that's what
Yeah.
he does. Like, and I just want to say quickly. I remember he was like banning everyone in his Discord who would even mention the word WoW. Like
Yeah,
and
anyone who mentioned that, they got banned in RARESPAWN Discord.
Yeah, and I still have that mug, by the way.
You still do have it?
Fucking did the
Fucking great.
How is it holding
You
up?
should start. You should start fucking drinking it in like your videos. Like if you
Sip
like
a
catch
Yeah,
a video or something,
exactly.
hold the mug up.
Just have the mug facing the camera, say sip a coffee, and then take a sip of it, like he did. You know
Yeah, sip of coffee.
sip of coffee, sip of water. Just fucking do that with the mug, and it shows his face. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh,
All
I gotta
vain
test
Look
it
at
out
the
again.
teeth in that fucking mug. Look at the teeth.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a rat.
how's the quality? Is it still, has
Ooh.
it held up?
Yeah, it's still great, man. I don't use it a whole lot, but it's still just fine.
It's
I
just a
mean,
nice
it's
sense.
fine.
I sent one to
Fucking
his,
big Musk quality, man.
me and Liam sent one to his house, and then I know he got it because we asked him.
Yeah.
Someone asked him, "Did you get ALEXENSUAL mug?" And he said maybe. So he would have just said he
Maybe.
would have
Oh,
question
yeah,
marked
sure.
it. So he obviously got it because we sent it right to his. I think it was
Yeah.
his parents' address. That like I'm not gonna like say where I found it, but it's fucking everyone knows about it pretty much. Who like is in on the private server memes. It got like leaked a while ago. So we sent one to his place, and I know he got it. He probably smashed it, but it's still fucking hilarious.
Just
Fucking
smashing it out of rage.
Limited
Yeah.
time mugs.
You
But
smash it, screaming, "No changes!"
Fuck, man. I wish I got one of them when on the market.
Fuck,
Oh,
they might have
fuck.
to make a comeback. Not gonna lie. Maybe
You,
not.
you can buy mine for $100.
Hamsterwheel is one of the only ones.
Scam.
All right. Well, there you go. That's Alex.
So now,
He's a living meme. He's a fucking living meme.
Just the guy's a total meme now. Like he's
Yep.
done. Like his
Yeah.
reputation's finished
yeah,
now.
he has no.
Like, it's it.
His rep's gone. So I guess that's enough. We've another episode with memeing on RARESPAWN, but I think we can move on here. The next thing I wanted to
Yep.
talk about a little bit, like I don't know too much about this, but I've been seeing it around on WoW servers and videos and people talking about it. It's called Vanilla Plus, which
Oh, right. Yeah.
is basically like it's a vanilla server with modified content and rebalanced classes with new abilities and new functionalities.
New abilities? Holy shit.
Yeah, so there's a
I haven't
5-minute
heard about
video
this.
here. I kind of just want to watch this video instead of
Sure,
scrolling
yeah.
through it. I want to watch the video. Maybe we can just react to it
Let's
live.
watch some of it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. This is like, oh, I have no idea about this, so this is also new to me. Okay.
Unbalanced yet. Okay, so they haven't balanced.
What?
So there's
Jesus.
all new talents.
Yeah.
Let's see, maim is the new
Maim?
one. Your melee swings have a 10% chance to injure the target, increasing physical. Oh, so that's like the TBC talent, pretty much.
These are like Wrath and Kata. Some of these are like Wrath and Kata.
That looks like a TBC. That's pretty much the TBC talent. That's why you bring in Arms Warrior for the increased physical damage debuff it puts on the boss. Dog of War,
Dog of
reduce the
War?
rage cost. Combat endurance, health regen in combat. What's this? Hit talent? That's a precision talent for TBC. it
Yeah,
looks like.
precision talent. Exactly. Interceptor.
Berserker's
fuck?
Blood. Increase your melee attack speed and chance to hit to resist hostile spells based on a percentage of health that is missing by 30%. Interesting.
God.
Let's see Paladin. I kind of want to check like the hybrid classes mainly.
Dude, I want to see what they did for like meme specs indeed. Yeah. Like,
Oh, so they gave
the
them Blade Mail. Isn't that a Wrath talent?
Yeah, I think it
Blade?
is. Yeah.
Oh, and what? No, I thought this was the one that gave them attack power based on their armor. That's a warrior talent.
Oh yeah, that's armor to the teeth or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. Yeah.
When struck in combat, inflicts up to 36 damage. So this is like a Thorns talent. Interesting. Mocker. Is this? Oh, this is what is this? Prot warrior. I thought that was Paladin. So here we have Paladin. Judgment range increased. Binding light. The light emerges from Paladin, blinding nearby targets for 5 seconds. So it's just all new talents. Pretty interesting, actually. Seal of
All right, Musk,
Fury.
pause the video. Pause the video.
Okay.
I think this is really, really fucking cool. Like, the amount of work that would go into putting this stuff in is pretty impressive. They're doing a lot of good work here. I also think it's a really fucking cool idea. But the one thing that worries me about this is Vanilla WoW already has an issue where people can basically just get one hit.
Yeah.
Because of no
I was
resilience.
about to
And
say.
what worries me about this is literally it's going to be one hit central with all these giga buffs and I mean, that earthquake, isn't that a fucking cata talent?
That's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Catathlon.
Shakes
Yeah.
the ground.
So I mean, like Jesus, dude. Like I hope they buff everyone's health by like 100% or something because there's going to be fucking a lot of one hits.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, or at least have like crazy gear, like 100 stamina or some shit.
I
Like,
think they're gonna have
Yeah.
to. A lot of the gear is gonna have to have armor, stamina, and like resist all. Like that's one thing I do not like about WoW. WoW PvP, I don't like that how much CC is in the game. It's just annoying and boring and frustrating, just getting locked down all the time. And I do not like how, especially in earlier versions like vanilla, how fucking casters are just so fucking broken. Like sure rogues can keep up, but like casters are just like the best fucking PvP classes are all casters. Shadow Priest, Warlock, and Mage. It's like my fucking dog's bark. I'm gonna go kick his head in.
What the fuck?
oh, there you go. That's
I
fine.
guess we're
We'll
going to
wait.
pause the podcast.
Yeah, that's fine too. It sounds like an amazing idea, but I think this, in order to like completely revamp spells, revamp armor, and revamp even like make sure it's somewhat balanced, it sounds like something that is going to take way too much fucking time.
This is going to
Maybe.
be a fucking nightmare to balance with all
Yeah.
this shit because they also have they're adding a bunch of passives as well, which makes it 100 times worse. Like a bunch of
Exactly. So
agility passives and shit.
I feel like this is going to be fucking Corecraft 2.0, where they're just going to be stuck in development forever because it's just such a giant project to try and balance everything correctly. Or they're just going to like release it and not really give a fuck about the balance and just watch the fucking memes.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know.
watch the one hits, huh?
So yeah, they
Yeah,
have, like,
exactly.
Everyone's an enhanced shaman with a fucking Wind Fury proc now.
Sand blast for elemental sends a wave of sand
Blind.
blinding nearby enemies for 5 seconds. Targets must be facing you. So it's like Kona Cold, and the enemies have to also be looking at you. Any damage caused will remove the. So it's like an AOE blind. That's like some of these abilities.
It's
fucking
This is
from
gonna
powerful.
be
Pokemon.
this is gonna be crazy, man. They're gonna have
It's
to do a serious job balancing this shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to nerf some of the existing CC if they want to add new ones, like Kill Command here. Like look at all these talents. Like this is really
But
fucking cool. I'm glad someone's doing this.
Yeah,
But
it looks really
100%.
neat, but the thing is, like, yeah, how are you gonna like balance this? Like, at some point, you're gonna have to have people on that are going to do battlegrounds and like 1v1s with each other, and then you're gonna have to work from there and say, okay, this is clearly like warlocks are owning the fucking place, or mages are owning everything up. Like at that point, you really gotta. How are they gonna do this? Again, I see this as something that's gonna be stuck in development for a really, really long time. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be Corecraft 2.0,
and
where they're just really trying to make it solid and balanced, but because they're adding so much new shit, it's gonna take a really long time. So
I can already
I mean,
see
I
a
like the idea.
massive issue with this fucking ability here. Shock and awe, 6 second
6 seconds
stun. I know
done, Jesus.
Paladin, when you talent the Paladin stun, what is it? What does it get up to? 4 seconds? Like imagine being
Uh,
stunned for 6 seconds.
4 or 5, I think. 4
you
or
mean
5.
Hammer of Justice or
Yeah,
Repentance?
Hammer of Justice.
I think it's
Uh,
like 5 or 6, like really long.
But imagine a warlock stunning you for 6 fucking seconds on a 1 minute
Yeah, on vanilla,
cooldown.
that's a death sentence.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
literally like a fucking.
Soulfire.
That's a soulfire like shadow burn, and you're dead.
Boom, you're dead. Yeah, you can have a succubus that seduces you, and then you might get out of that with a PV trinket. You can use that talent to stun you again, and there you go. You're fucking done.
Yeah, so
Jesus Christ,
I like
boys.
the
Wasn't
idea.
the Kappa one of the guys in our Discord was saying that he checked over like the mage one and like wasn't there literally like could wasn't there some fucking talent that would literally allow you to auto instacast fucking pyroblast off a proc?
Yeah, it was hot streak, I believe, but that's
Pyromania,
only
reduce the casting time of your fireball and pyroblast spells by 10% and your flame strike spell by 100%.
100%. Jesus.
Christ.
So I really like it. It's really cool,
Yeah,
but the content needs to be heavily buffed. There needs to be new mechanics added to the content, which is a lot of development, and they're
yeah,
gonna have to. I honestly think all of the gear that drops needs more stamina, more armor.
yeah,
They need
exactly.
it needs to
Nah,
feature
man, this is
it
don't
needs
worry about this is gonna be a PvP fucking
it
server.
needs to
Like,
it needs to feature resistances for all schools of magic, I think. Like, or maybe at least maybe like some kind of resilience system for it, because I don't want an actual resist. I just think like there needs to be like magic dampening on gears, so magic damage isn't so insane. And they also
Exactly.
like if they want to add all the CC, they need to add like a fucking tenacity, like from League of Legends type stat, which basically reduces the effect of CC on you by like percentage wise. So
Oh
like you
yeah.
could have like cool tenacity builds for druids that like fucking just. Well, I guess druids wouldn't really need it because of the power shifting thing, but like I mean, it would open up like maybe rogues being or warriors being able to run flags with tenacity and shit. It would be interesting.
it really does just like it gets to the point though where you're sort of just like recreating Cataclysm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you put
holy
so much
shit.
shit in. This is a lot of shit. Like this is a ton of shit.
Yeah.
I
I think
just
they went overboard. I
yeah.
respect it. I respect the effort. I respect the dev work. That's an art. There's an art to
Yep.
that. But fuck, man, I think they're
I
pretty overzealous.
too ambitious. I'm calling this
Yeah.
too ambitious. But again, I don't know. Like, I want to know how much time did it take them to get to this point? I mean, is it like a team of like 2 people? Is it a team of 10 people? Because again, based on the manpower, you can also like kind of make a guess. Okay, is this actually going to be released in like a year or something like that?
Yeah,
It looks really
it seems
cool.
pretty professional. It seems pretty
Yeah,
professional.
It
I,
looks
I really
cool.
like what I see. I mean, I'm personally I'm still a big fan of like just Blizz like classic, but seeing stuff like this and seeing the time and effort that it takes to develop this type of stuff, it's really cool, and I would love to give it a shot at the very least when it comes out. But
Yeah.
I am a little skeptical based on just how long it's gonna take before we finally see a solid product where things are decently balanced.
Yeah, I just can't see how this is not going to be an unbalanced mess. I
Yeah.
really cannot. This is
Yep.
you get so many. You got 6k HP, and you're going to have shit there that's going off. That's going to be doing 2k damage almost instantaneously. Like this is they're going to have to buff HP, add resilience, nerf all damage into the ground. They're going to have to do something that is going to seriously stop this because if you leave it like this, people are going to get one shot.
Yep. Exactly. But I like the
Especially,
idea.
yeah.
I'll give
I
it a
like the
try.
idea as well. I think it's respectable.
I'll probably try
Yep.
it. I would definitely try this out. I hope like I don't know. Is there any news of like a release
Well,
schedule or?
I'll just say Musk. I'll just say Musk. I actually wish them the best of luck
So do I.
Yep.
Like
because I actually believe this is the future of the vanilla WoW private server scene. Shit like
yeah. I hope this is fucking good. I hope they nail it. I hope like fuck. Even if you need to put like a fucking pet shop like for fucking pets just to fund but more devs like for something like this like
Yeah.
because this isn't just Blizz like this is like a whole new thing.
yeah, this is
I'd
very
be
ambitious.
okay with pet shops and like fucking maybe even a- like not right on launch but like how Netherwing does it like 3 months in you can add some fucking
Mounts.
little gizmos like trading card mounts from like the trade
Yeah,
like those like
exactly.
really like exotic mounts that people only got from trading cards and like BlizzCons. Add those to the shop. Like I wouldn't be against it. I would be okay with it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
because it's already Classic Plus, so you might as well have some custom stuff like maybe like to get the Spectral Tiger or some shit like that.
yeah,
And again, I see this as a project that's gonna take a lot of man hours, and I think it's better indeed if they have something where they can at least compensate the people that are going to be working or are already working on this. So I wouldn't mind the cash up. Again, generally speaking, I'm against them, but for this, it wouldn't be a dumb decision to at least kind of fund
Yeah.
the server. It's a very, very ambitious
Absolutely.
product.
But
Yeah.
but for sure, if there was any fucking what's it called? Any like gear pay to win, and even XP boost, I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest fan
Oh
of.
fuck
But
no.
if there's any
That'd be
fucking,
cancer on a server
if
like
there's
this.
anything
Oh.
like that, like no fucking way. And that's why I say mounts 3 months down the road. Like you should, like it should, there should be epic riding mounts only, and you should have to already have purchased epic riding to like be able to use it. So
I
like
mean, I reckon devs as good as this could easily make fucking like custom tabards and shit like that and reskins
yeah,
to
exactly.
buy. I reckon that'd be good.
So yeah, so this is an interesting concept. I'll try to keep an eye on it, and I'll definitely be interested in trying it out.
Cool.
Yeah, man,
There
I
we go.
agree. I wish them the best of luck.
All right, so for a little fun at the end of the podcast here, something non-WoW, and I guess I mean kind of drama, but non-drama related, no specific person. We're gonna be laughing at these stupid fucking TikTok nurses that are like attention seeking.
Okay.
And this is during the
Yeah, I got it.
coronavirus pandemic, obviously.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I got it. It's
and
ready.
there's another one we'll watch after too.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, let's
so
play it, Musko.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
The hospitals are,
What the fuck?
like the hospitals are so fucking dead. This is what you have.
Oh, the blonde chick's alright though.
my God.
She looks alright.
Wow, what a bunch of brave heroes.
Dude, like,
Oh god.
this is heroes, man. They're fighting for our lives.
Is this what the front line looks like of the pandemic? This is a really brutal.
Oh my god.
The fucking,
It's so fucking cringe.
can these like? I swear, women can't exist without attention now that social media's come around. It's fucking pathetic.
Is this what they think is funny? This shit.
I don't know.
Dude, and on the news, if you watch the news, like you watch CNN or something, they're on there comparing these nurses to like fucking the people who stormed Normandy on the front lines and shit. Like they're at the front
Hashtag
lines,
no
and
brave.
then you see shit like this, like it's so cringe.
Yeah.
Like yeah, this is a hero.
It's just, what a hero, saving lives. Look at how dead that hospital looks.
There's nothing going on.
And that's what I want to bring up. The fact that these hospitals in the US are at 30% capacity because all other surgeries that are like elective are suspended, and that includes stuff like liver transplants and kidneys and a fucking heart transplant.
This is, oh my god. It I can feel my liver shutting down from watching this. Fuck me.
Cringing my pants off.
They make it out like this is the most vicious pandemic of all time, and like everyone's dropping dead, and then you see this from a fucking.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, there's no way it's a fucking hellhole if nurses are doing around
Fucking
doing this.
pissing around, shaking fucking balloon asses.
And that's the thing,
Yeah.
though. Like I said this earlier, not on the podcast, but the like I don't want to get all into this because obviously I'm fucking some nobody dumbass, but I just want to say that the reason the fucking in the cases in the US are so inflated is because literally anyone is getting like if you're let's say you have corona like symptoms, not even like a fully accurate test, you just have symptoms like let's say you have shortness of breath or and like cough and fucking whatever. So you have that, and then you die from let's say like fucking cancer or like some other illness. They'll write you down as a coronavirus death, and that's
Yeah.
because the hospitals are going bankrupt because all other types of surgery are banned by the government. So it's either they have a choice between like laying off and going bankrupt and shutting down, or just like over diagnosing coronavirus and getting funding from the federal government. So that's why the cases are like
Well,
that.
they
Oh my
make 25 grand per corona case.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, from the
Wow.
government,
Can-
that's what they get from the federal government. So that's why the cases, it's like a cycle in the U.S. And that's why everyone's like, oh, U.S. looks so bad for coronavirus, but it's literally just like 90, half like not 90%, but I don't know the exact percentage, but like
Can you go back to that previous video, by the way? I want to point something out here to the previous one we
Okay,
just
okay, which
watched,
one?
and go to like 140. Go to like 140, 1 minute 40. Now we've been told every fucking time, social distancing, don't touch each other. What the fuck are they doing? Look at this shit.
Yeah,
They are
At
the
the hospital.
nurses.
these are nurses
Yes,
in a
exactly.
hospital that are apparently treating COVID patients. They have no gloves, no face
No,
masks,
yeah,
and
exactly.
they're fucking arm to shoulder dancing. Like this is fucking bullshit. Like,
Come on,
There's
bro.
nothing in this that makes the average person go, huh? I'm being told to keep my distance and do whatever, and they're just fucking racist. It's
It's just
ridiculous, bro.
ridiculous.
Why do they dance? Like, what is it about dancing in hospitals? Like, who started this
It's
shit?
because it's TikTok. They want attention, and because everyone on TikTok just dances to stupid fucking
It's
songs for fucking
dude, it's
attention.
funny when you dance under pop music. Don't you know?
They're just using it to get fucking mass
Fucking
attention and fucking clicks, so they feel good when they see that number go up.
oh
And that's
God,
what
I mean,
brings me to this one. This one, like, this one's kind of funny. Like, this one's
what?
actually funny, but it's
Okay,
like
let me see.
obviously
All
the
right.
the average person is gonna get fucking really pissed off.
It's
when they
linked in
see
the
this.
it's linked in the comments, Hamsterwheel. It's linked in the comments.
Okay.
So you know the coffin dance?
Oh yeah,
like,
I know it's what it's based on.
so these fucking dumbasses, they're literally prancing around the hospital with a fucking body. Like, it's
Yeah, like-
obviously another nurse, and like he's dead. And they're just fucking like, what is this?
Oh my god,
This
dude,
is like
this is
the-
so fucked up and so funny.
And everyone is in the comment section like, oh, they're so busy. They're so fucking.
Dude, look at the comments. Wow, the staff looks so overworked, so busy, man. The hospitals, they're over capacity. No, they're fucking opposite. They're at 30. Like, the hallways look fucking dead because all their types of surgery are suspended, and most people who get corona can just stay at home. Like, this is a
That is fucking hilarious.
like imagine doing this. Imagine thinking this is a fucking good idea. Like the
do you reckon they're fired?
I don't know if they're fired, but like obviously in like a crowd like ours, we would think this is funny because it's kind of like edgy and like
But even I recognize it's extremely unprofessional.
yeah,
I mean,
but
fucking
it's
come on.
unprofessional. But like TikTok's something like where it's more of like an average person, like normie type thing. I don't like using normie the word, but that's like the way to describe it. So
Yeah,
obviously like
exactly.
obviously like a normie type person is gonna get super fucking offended when they see something like this. Like
Yeah.
it's just fucking like ridiculous.
Hey
It
man,
is.
that's the front line, man. Big thanks to our brave fucking warriors on the front line.
Yes, hashtag so brave,
I can't wait
so
for
fucking brave.
I can't wait for like 50 years from now when we're seeing like coronavirus nurse vets, the faces of the lost hero generation, like these fucking like
Yeah,
like Fox
exactly.
articles. It's gonna be some like old lady like, yeah, I was fucking dancing on TikTok, like fucking.
I was shaking my massive ass on TikTok.
fucking.
Yeah, they're gonna break down some fucking statue that was made for the charge of the Light Brigade, and they're gonna put a fucking like nurse statue there because that's way more fucking
Some
brave.
nurse like in a twerk
fuck
position
you.
with her
Some
big
some
ass.
fucking nurse holding up a fucking phone, like, you know, taking a
Yeah, exactly. With a
Brave.
fucking
brave heroes, like fucking Christ, just pathetic.
with a fucking LGBTQ2 flag or whatever the fuck it's called, like one of those
Fucking
flags, the rainbow flag. There you go.
LMNAP flag.
BBQ chicken, whatever the fuck it's called. I
Fucking-
don't know.
it's just
in the
out.
future, and by that time it'll be like LGBT fucking transsexual robots or something.
Jesus.
The robot will be a new fucking gender that you can identify as.
Oh my god, a fucking thrall will be trans and garage to whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Well,
Jesus
boys,
Christ.
this is a great thing to wrap up. I think on this. This is
Yep.
funny as shit. I love it.
Exactly.
I love wrapping the podcast up on a good note with a dead Corona body.
Holy
with
shit. I mean,
nurses,
props for them for putting it out there, but I don't know, man.
with fucking nurses praising the dead body of someone who died of corona and dancing around a hospital. That's what a note. What a positive ending to the podcast.
I am now waiting for a video of some dude who has like a patient who's dead in a hospital bed and someone fucking Fortnite dancing on that fucking shit.
Oh, it'll happen.
Into a
Someone will
TikTok
dab on
meme.
them or something.
Just
Someone will fucking do the what's that fucking gay little dance on Fortnite?
Yeah, the loser dance or
The,
whatever the fuck.
the L
Yeah,
dance.
someone's gonna do that on their.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the world's doomed, and let's just laugh at it. That's all I gotta say.
Fucking, it's quite the contrast of like businesses going out of fucking like going bankrupt and losing millions, and meanwhile we have nurses doing TikTok shit. Like, it's a very fun contrast. It's fucking clown world.
It is.
It's quite fascinating actually. 2020's been pretty dog shit, but it's weird.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There we go.
There we go, boys.
All right, so I think that wraps it up. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, Hamsterwheel, thanks for coming on, buddy. We much appreciated.
Yeah, it was fun. But one more
you
thing
got
I want to
anything-
say I want some. I
ahead.
think Big Musk. I think Big Musk can do this. You should like take this video and then instead of like where you see COVID-19, you should Photoshop the RARESPAWN logo on there. There we go.
Rare spawn,
Boom.
and then it's
It's an
me,
idea.
it's gonna be like me, Jig, and fucking like some fucking like deserters from the Alex crew just dancing on his fucking dead body.
Yeah.
That would be
Exactly.
good. But yeah, anyways, thanks for
Yeah.
coming
There you
on. It
go.
was fun.
Yeah, it was
Might have
fun,
to
guys. Thanks for having me.
have you
Hamster,
on
have you got
again.
you got anything coming? You got anything coming out in the future that you want to make aware of?
Yeah, I'm basically working on a. No, I guess I can like call it. Like, I can say it now. I've made a Burning Crusade checklist video where I basically go over what you can do at max level, and I'm currently making a the kind of the same video, but then for Wrath of the Lich King. And I thought it would be much more simple because gearing up in Wrath is much more linear. But it turns out to be a very comprehensive video because I'm actually using a fresh level 80 character as an example, so I can like show people like this is what you got to do, and it works because I'm using this character to kind of put my money where my mouth is. It turns out to be a very time-consuming video, but I'm pretty close to making it. So I guess probably next week it will be up on
That's
the
good
old
stuff.
YouTube.
What
There you go.
server do you use to film your TBC stuff on?
The TBC stuff is on my own server, so I can just give
Ah,
myself the
okay.
gear. Because again, I have no like server anymore where I have like a ton of characters. I used to have Archangel, which was great because it was a high rate server where I had like a ton of gold, and now I don't have anything like that. So I just use on my
You
my
might
own
have to
server.
roll Warmane, man. Oh, you might have to roll Netherwing.
Netherwings 2x.
Yeah, man. The thing is, currently I'm kind of done with TBC because I've done pretty much everything I wanted to do in TBC already on private
Yeah, I
servers.
feel you.
I had so many fucking characters on that Archangel server, and I had like so many characters that I raided with. So I'm currently I have my TBC fix. I might get it pretty soon again. I don't know, but currently I've had my fill basically.
And will you be playing TBC Blizzard?
That is a very good question. I'm not gonna say never because I'm not
Don't want
playing
to look like
classic
Respawn.
WoW. Yeah, uh, I'm not gonna say never because while I'm not playing classic right now, I kind of miss playing alongside my friends. That's the only reason I was sub to classic WoW, pretty much because I liked being able to play with my real life friends. So who knows, I might actually join one of these days again. But the thing is, like, what I have to look forward to, I have my hunter that reaches level 60, which, naturally speaking, I use that to go to from 60 to 70 because I can't bring up the fucking motivation to level a character from level 1 again. I just can't. So I have to use that hunter basically.
Mhm.
But I know what hunter is like in TBC, and they're powerful. They're good in PvP. They do good DPS. But the rotation in raids and dungeons, it's so fucking boring with that one button macro. It is brain dead
Yeah,
the way you
it
play
is.
a hunter. And
Yeah, that
I
It's a
that
scroll
hate
wheel, isn't
hunter.
it?
It's like you spam one button and that's it. That's all you do.
yeah,
You watch your pet and maybe place a trap. That's all you fucking do.
Yeah.
yeah. You're
So
just.
I have that to look forward to. So yeah.
I guess the only way you can set yourself apart as a really good hunter in TBC is like being like a fucking misdirect god. Like even when
Yeah,
it's not like
exactly.
let's say you know when you're supposed to misdirect and you have it up and there's like an ad that comes out, like you can fucking use it to get it to the tank and
Yeah,
you still have
exactly.
your
Stuff like
MD
that.
come like for when you actually need it for your job on the fight. For example, like that, like basically MD traps and kiting is how you set yourself apart as a good hunter, and the rest of it's kind of
Yep.
like the DPS rotation itself is kind of just like it's all got macroed into one button, which is kind of a shame, but I guess it allows you to focus on the other parts of the class. So yeah,
Yeah.
hard to say, but overall, I'm looking forward to TBC because I didn't get to fucking finish when I started. So
Yeah, you're gonna play with TBC on Classic?
I don't know about
Right.
classic, but definitely playing
Oh,
normal.
you're oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so like we said, thanks for coming on. Fucking
No
everyone, go
problem.
watch that Hamsterwheel video when it drops, the Wrath one, and yeah, any last words for anyone here?
Maybe we should ask Jake if he's gonna play like TBC or Classic or since you asked me, since you told basically said yourself what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do, Jake? Are you gonna be playing Classic TBC or what?
Jiggy, here
There
you
we go.
go.
Yes. There we
I smacked my fucking mic out of my headphone.
go. Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I am not gonna be playing Blizzard TBC. I won't play any
Okay,
Blizzard games ever again. I am most likely gonna be playing Netherwing 2. Looking forward to that. And after that,
nice.
I'll be moving on to probably Wrath or Cataclysm. Really,
Yeah, same
Oh,
honestly. I'm thinking the same thing.
okay.
Okay.
really
Any
looking forward to Cata.
Yeah, awesome. Well, maybe with a little luck, that by the time you hit Kata, maybe Tariwao can hook us up with a Kata
Please,
server. Yeah,
Please.
please, boys, make it happen.
please.
Oh.
It's we're just three shitty fucking we don't really have like a lot of influence or anything like that. But I can almost guarantee that a Kata server by Tari will be a huge success because
Oh, no
people.
doubt.
Yeah, I guarantee you. Again, I have no crystal ball, but I just have this feeling that it will be huge.
Yeah, well,
Considering how, again, Twin Star is basically not gonna be able to recover very nicely from what has been exposed. I think it really damages their image. And what else you got? Like Atlantis? Or what else you got in terms of Kata servers?
Atlantis is not
Nothing, man.
their Kata server shut down. Atlantis is
Oh,
in charge of Netherwing. They do Netherwing now.
I'll tell you what,
oh,
man.
okay.
I'll tell you why I think Tori will be successful. They've collected a lot of clout over the years, secretly, quietly, but they have collected a lot of clout. A lot of
Yep,
the community recognizes them as top tier devs.
yep.
So anything they'll make will be.
Absolutely, and I can vouch because I played on the Mr. Benares server for quite a while, and I thought it was one of the best private servers I've ever played on. It's super solid. So if they can
Nice.
And
do
isn't
that
isn't
for
Mop isn't Mop notoriously like a shit server? Like, just it's hard to find a
yes,
good mob set.
absolutely. Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff you got to script with like dynamic places that like once you do a quest, like so all of a sudden it becomes like a horde base or something. Like a lot of animation and like dialogue. So it's hard to script. And again, like any other server, like other servers out there, you got fucking Firestorm and Monster WoW, WoW Freaks. They are nowhere near what Tari did for Mr. Pandaria. So if they can bring that quality to Kata, then holy shit, they got themselves a winner.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
easy, no
well
doubt.
fucking said.
All right,
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, and
no problem.
everyone
Sick.
Give me a call, boys.
like, comment, subscribe. Do it for Hamsterwheel as well. And when Jiginator starts up his streaming and YouTube career, do it for him as well.
Dude,
But
I
thanks, guys.
you should give it a try, man. You should give it a try. I think you're a very entertaining guy, so
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh man, I'm not a stream. I'd get banned in 2 days.
Jiggy's a character for sure. But yeah, talk to you
I'd say
guys.
something about Israel.
Yeah, but now we're getting banned. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.